Right, so there has been a lot going on with the Amazing Digital Circus the past few days, so much so that I thought it too much to just make a short out of it. So instead, I'm going to give you guys a quick video looking at some potential theories for episode 6 on the Wacky Watch website and the sneak peek at San Diego Comic-Con. First up, we need to talk about the Digital Circus Awards show, an interactive part of the Wacky Watch that allows people to select which character they want to receive an award of some kind. What that award will be or how it will feature in the episode is currently unknown, but what we do get are some of the descriptors of all of the cast members under their nominee tags, along with an accompanying video that Kane forced them to record, and these give us some information beyond what you would expect. First up, the videos, most of which are just random jokes and some poor pictures. We get yet more evidence to suggest that Gangle is a gooner in her tape, with Jax referencing the blue sketchbook he found on the top of her anime figurine in an incident that has been mentioned multiple times in all the episodes. I will be playing the clips from all of these because this is a shorter video to give you guys some more context.
And I won't tell them about your little blue sketchbook.
Wait, you... How?
Oh, it's great. I had no idea you were such an embarrassing little freak, Gangle.
Jax still maintains his Deadpool-like ability to break the fourth wall, calling out all of the fan art people have drawn of him with the abs I wish I had.
I've seen the art. There's something wrong with you guys.
Bubble is also shown to be getting a little out of hand in Kane's video, along with continuing to the pattern of glitchiness we've seen from them in the last episode by failing to say clown horn properly in Zubal's tape.
You have anything to say on Zubal's behalf?
Pound corn.
That was quite profound, actually.
Kane is the only one to really get into the awards as they are his own creation. He bigs himself up in what is by far the longest tape of the lot. He calls out Pomni and Zubal for not making very good efforts, and when Ragatha does pitch herself well, he cuts her off in an effort to make sure she doesn't overshadow him. Unfortunately for the pearly white entrepreneur, this has backfired horribly, as he has gotten by far the least votes out of all of the cast members. What effect this will have on him in the show is yet to be seen, but I expect a Kane crash out to be showing up here somewhere. By the way, I am making the assumption that this vote will have something to do with how episode 6 plays out, which could be completely false. However, I don't know why they would put out so much promotional material now when the episode is definitely not close to being out without having it play some sort of role in the story. We also know that they do have some sort of weird quasi-contact with the viewers thanks to Jax, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that we could affect the show. Hey, editing Uncom here. I was looking back through the website to cast my daily vote for Kinga and found Kane saying that the votes are definitely not rigged, meaning that they absolutely are. So ignore the last 30 seconds of what I just said. But that brings me to the last tape from Kinga, and I'm happy to report that for the first time in the history of this channel, something I've said in a theory video has been backed up by future series updates. Kinga mentions playing Doom and Wolfenstein 3D in his clip, which confirms two things. One, that Kinga has at least got a fondness for gaming, which would tie him a little closer to the production of the Circus, and two, that he couldn't have been transported until after Doom's release in 1993. This means that my prediction time for him to enter the Circus in 1995 is still accurate. We also have the text for each character. The main bubbles themselves don't offer much, but the fun facts beneath them do give us some insight. I'm going to start by talking about the one you've all probably seen already. The reverse text telling us that Kane is a madman, save us over and over again. This is an interesting piece of writing because it doesn't appear to be written by any member of the cast that we know. Kane obviously wouldn't write this about himself. He's got a vote to win here. Most of the cast that are still around probably think that the AI is a little loopy, but there are plenty of situations where they would have been able to say this and yet none have. They are also all of the opinion that it is impossible to leave, so there would be no point in calling out for salvation like this. So who does that leave who could be responsible for this message? Well, that's easy. The abstracted characters. We see in episode 3 that they still have some measure of consciousness and can still experience things even in their corrupted state, and they definitely would have something to gain from being freed, even if it's just from the basements back to the tents. If that is the case, why do they also insist on writing that Kane is a madman? Surely a cry for help would be sufficient here. Well, perhaps Kane is not being entirely truthful to the cast on what happens when someone abstracts. But for that we will have to wait and see. And that leads nicely onto my final piece of information that we get about this episode. The trailer released at San Diego Comic-Con. This was supposed to be an exclusive bit of footage for con attendees, but it is 2025, so naturally there are recordings of it up all over the place. Something that my broke Australian self is very thankful for. The first thing I noticed watching this through is that Kane is freestyling the task for the characters today. When we see him up on the stage in the show, it is normally only after he is given the name of the day's adventure. Bubble is also seen holding a film camera here, so it may be possible that they were going to film something related to the awards show, if not the clips that we've already seen. Zooble then gets fed up of Jax being a prick, which prompts Kane to change the story into a set of trust-building exercises, somehow involving this gun. This is actually an excellent opportunity to allow Jax and Pomni to get closer to each other by giving Jax the opportunity to be nice for once and not fan Pomni like he's Arthur Morgan. But why do I call out these two specifically? Well, in this post that I reference over and over again from Gooseworx, episode 6 is the Jax episode, which means he needs to play a key part in the story, and from what we saw in episode 5, that key part will be getting closer to Pomni. But that is all the theories I have for this video. If you think I'm right, drop a like on this video, and if you don't, then, well, like it anyway. The vote is rigged and I always win. Thank you all for watching, and have a good one.